There is a habit so common, so ingrained in our daily lives,
and so universally accepted as healthy that most of us do it without a single moment of hesitation.
We fill the glass to the brim with ice cubes, creating a frosty condensation-covered elixir.
We are told by doctors that hydration is the key to life. We believe water is the purest substance.
But there is a terrifying physiological reality that is almost never discussed.
For a person over the age of 60, the temperature of the water you drink matters just as much as the purity.
The shock of ice-cold water acts as a thermal trigger.
It sets off a violent chain reaction in the autonomic nervous system.
That can stop the heart, cause arteries to spasm, and trigger a stroke.
This reaction is known as the cold shock response.
We assume it is heat stroke, but in many cases it is the sudden introduction of freezing liquid.
In this comprehensive guide, we are going to dismantle the myth that ice water is always good for you.
We will explain the vagus nerve, why it creates digestive sludge, and the danger of morning medication.
And we will provide the optimum hydration protocol to ensure your water acts as a healer.
Before we dive in, hit that button.
Part 1. The physics of thermal shock.
Your body is a furnace. It works tirelessly to maintain a core internal temperature of 98.6 degrees.
This temperature is not random. It is required for enzymes to function and blood to flow smoothly.
Now consider ice water. It sits at 32 degrees. That is a difference of over 60 degrees.
It acts as a thermal bomb.
The moment that cold liquid hits the soft tissues, your body perceives it as a threat.
It initiates an immediate defense mechanism called vasoconstriction.
The body's priority is to protect the core, so arteries clamp down instantly.
Think of a garden hose. If you turn the water on and squeeze it, the pressure skyrockets.
In your body, this results in a sudden, rapid spike in blood pressure.
For a young person, vessels stretch. But for a senior, whose arteries have stiffened,
The pressure wave hammers against the walls, traveling up into the heart and brain.
If you have a weak spot, this sudden hammer blow can cause a rupture.
but there is a neurological mechanism that is even more immediate.
The vagus nerve hijack.
The vagus nerve is the longest nerve, running from the brainstem past your heart.
It controls your heart rate, your digestion, and your relaxation response.
The vagus nerve is extremely sensitive to cold. The intense cold stimulates the nerve, causing it to fire aggressively.
It sends a powerful signal to the heart, telling it to slow down. This is called bradycardia.
So your vascular system is screaming for more power, but your nervous system is telling your heart to stop.
This conflict creates a state of autonomic confusion.
This can lead to vasovagal syncope. The lights go out. You faint.
If you faint, the fall can be lethal. Hip fractures, head trauma.
It is a survival reflex known as the mammalian dive reflex.
The ice water tricks your brain into thinking you are drowning in a frozen lake. Your body reacts to save you, but that reaction can be the very thing that stops it. But it does not just slow it down smoothly. It can shatter the rhythm entirely.
It creates a quivering in the top chambers of the heart, allowing clots to form.
Many seniors live with silent AFib, which means it comes and goes.
Ice water is a known trigger for AFib episodes, often called cold-induced atrial fibrillation.
The mechanism is twofold. First, vagus nerve stimulation changes the electrical refractory period.
Second, the sudden rise in blood pressure stretches the atria, mechanically irritating the heart tissue.
Imagine a calm pond. If you throw a giant rock into it, ripples crash against the shore.
This is sometimes referred to as Rohmheld syndrome, where disturbances in the stomach directly affect the heart.
If you have a history of heart palpitations, drinking ice water is like playing Russian roulette.
Part 4. The digestive shutdown.
We often drink water with meals. But if that water is ice cold, it does the exact opposite.
Your digestive enzymes require a specific temperature to work, 98.6 degrees.
Imagine you have a greasy pan. If you run cold water over it, the grease turns into a hard, white, waxy solid.
This sludge sits in the stomach longer, causing bloating, gas, and indigestion.
But the vascular danger comes from the energy cost.
It has to divert a massive amount of blood to the stomach to warm up the food. This blood diversion is called postprandial hypotension, stealing blood from the brain.
You might think you are tired because of the turkey, but you are actually tired because your body is frantically trying to...
Over time, you stop absorbing the B vitamins and magnesium you need.
There is a specific time of day when this habit is most lethal: the morning.
Part 5. The Morning Danger Zone. This is the natural spike in blood pressure. The morning surge.
Cortisol is pumping. Blood is thick from dehydration.
They walk to the kitchen and they drink a glass of ice water.
This can be the straw that breaks the camel's back.
In an empty stomach, there is no food to buffer the cold. The shock to the vagus nerve is direct.
This is why many seniors experience morning dizziness or nausea.
One of the most dangerous myths is that you must drink ice water when you are overheating.
Part 6. The heat stroke paradox.
When you are hot, your body sweats. This creates a cooling effect.
If you drink ice water, sensors tell the hypothalamus, "I am cold."
The hypothalamus might actually shut down the cooling mechanisms, stop you from sweating. Internally, you are trapping the heat. Your core temperature continues to rise, leading to heat stroke. There is a condition that mimics a heart attack so perfectly.
Part 7. The esophageal spasm. Your esophagus is the tube that carries food. It is wrapped in muscle. When freezing water hits this muscle, the muscle can seize. It cramps violently.
This causes intense chest pain, just like a heart attack.
The pain is terrifying. The fear causes another release of adrenaline, stressing the heart even more.
Chronic exposure can damage the vagus nerve endings, leading to swallowing difficulties.
Seniors take more medication than any other demographic.
Part 8. The medication interaction.
Most medications are designed to dissolve at body temperature. Ice water drops the temperature.
This means the onset of your medication is delayed.
If you are taking a painkiller, delaying the absorption by 20 or 30 minutes can matter.
It might pass through, only partially broken down, leading to unpredictable absorption rates.
While we focus on modern science, it is worth noting the world's oldest medical systems.
Part 9. The Ayurvedic perspective.
They teach that digestion is a fire, Agni. Putting cold water on a fire extinguishes it. They recognize that cold water causes stagnation, bloating, and low energy. Preserving internal heat was the key. When the body's metabolic fire naturally begins to dim. We have established the danger. So how do we drink safely? Part 10. The Optimum Hydrating Protocol.
Step 1. The temperature rule.
The water you drink should never be colder than room temperature, ideally warm. Warm water is a vasodilator. It gently expands the blood vessels, helping to lower blood pressure.
Step 2. The sip technique.
Think of it as a steady drip irrigation for your cells, rather than a flood. Step 3. The morning starter.
When you wake up, drink a glass of warm water, flushing the kidneys and thinning the blood.
Step 4. The mealtime strategy.
Do not wash down your food with large glasses. This dilutes your stomach acid.
Wait 30 minutes after eating before resuming heavy hydration.
Step 5. The transition.
Start slowly. Try mixing a little hot water with your tap water to take the chill off. You might feel less anxious as your vagus nerve stops being assaulted.
Your body will learn to crave the warmth because it recognizes it as safety.
Conclusion. The warmth of life.
We spend our lives trying to control our environment. Ice water is a modern invention, a luxury that has become a liability.
For the senior who values their heart, the switch to warm water is one of the simplest upgrades. It aligns your habits with your biology.
It turns the act of drinking from a stressor into a therapy.
You have lived a long life. You have earned the right to treat your body with gentleness.
Stop the shock. Stop the spasm. And let the warm, healing flow protect you.
Now I would love to hear from you. Are you an ice chewer or an ice water lover?
Have you ever noticed chest pain after a cold drink? Share your experience in the comments.
Your story helps others realize that these small details matter.
If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment with 1.
If not, type 0. I value your honest feedback.
And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Dedicated to protecting your brain, your heart, and your future.
Thank you for watching, and take care of yourself.